My name is Elijah Carujo. I'm here representing Symmetry Financial Group, and I'm just here to talk a little bit about it and then share the opportunity to get involved. So, just a little bit about who we are. We're an insurance brokerage agency that was founded by three guys who decided to leave the major corporate insurance beast, and they basically came out of it being tired of working ridiculous hours and not having the freedom to enjoy the fruits of their labor and spend time with their family and basically be able to control their career. And they left that to start a smaller insurance brokerage firm that served the employees as well as they did the customers. So they started in 2009, as you guys can see, and are now a nationwide company. I believe last year they grossed over $80 million in sales and are projected to hit 120 million this year. So a little bit about what we do. As an insurance brokerage agency, that sounds very complicated, but basically it's an insurance firm that sells insurance policies to families on behalf of major insurance companies like Mutual of Omaha, American Amicable, and Transamerica. Like there's a ton. And we basically are the car dealership version of insurance, in the same way that car dealerships will sell Ford and Chevy and Toyota and all of these other brands to consumers. We do the same with insurance. So that's a little bit about who we are as a company. What we do as case workers and field underwriters like myself, we meet with families in person and help them find insurance that fits their specific needs with what they're wanting to do. It comes with a flexible schedule. You can kind of gear it around what your life looks like. The major objective is to serve and help families. And the importance of that is it helps them have the peace of mind knowing that they have a stability for their tomorrow in the case that tragedy should happen. That's kind of the bread and butter of what we do, and that is mortgage protection and life insurance. And as caseworkers and field underwriters, we operate as a representative between them and then the big insurance carriers like Mutual of Omaha and Transamerica and those guys. So a little bit about who we're looking for in employees. We're hiring for two different kinds of positions, part-time and full-time, obviously. This is just a little description of the part-time and full-time roles. These positions you can work in any state, just about. I believe there's some restrictions in New York, but you can pretty much take this job with you if you're a Regent student temporarily here as a student, and then you're going back home. This job you can bring it with you, which is a really unique opportunity that was a big selling point for me. So as you can see, I hope, part-time is 2 to 3 days per week. And then there's the earnings. And what this looks like is sitting with 6 to 8 families at their kitchen table, kneecap to kneecap per week. And then from that, you will generate 2 to 4 applications. And that application is basically their policy that they're applying for insurance. And we assist them in not only finding that, but writing it and submitting it. And that's where we come in. Full-time is a little bit more as expected. It is not a typical 9 to 5 job or 9 to 9 job, even worse. It is 3 to 5 days per week. There's the earnings there. And then we suggest that is a little bit more, sitting with 12 to 15 families per week. And then from there, you generate 6 to 8 applications. Now, in this job, it's not a hourly or salary based. It's solely based off of what people are willing to put in, and they're paid based off of results. So that's kind of where these figures are generated, based off of the numbers that have become trends year after year, based off of employees' activity in this company. So there's a couple perks of working with Symmetry Financial Group. The big one is the purpose behind it, with helping people find solutions to life's obstacles. It's not a big push on sell. It's more of, how can I serve this family to get what they're needing, but not knowing how to get. It brings with it a work-life balance, which a lot of people strive for, but few people are able to find. You have the opportunity to be your own boss and build your own agency while helping families. There are quite literally unlimited growth opportunities. You also have the ability, like I said previously, to work in other states. You can work in Virginia. I have a buddy that works in Delaware and Virginia. You can pretty much take this job with you. There's a lot of flexibility. It's not like you're just working from a laptop, hopping from Wi-Fi to Wi-Fi. You're meeting with families, and with that, you can work. There's a lot of flexibility with that. And then my favorite thing about this is the mentorship and personal growth benefit that comes with this job. For me, the company culture was a massive perk and benefit that I didn't realize until I started getting a little bit more involved. This company is really big on growing as an individual, because in doing that, you not only benefit as a team member, but also you do better at the job in helping the families that we're seeking to help. So with that mentorship, you have what we like to call an upline, or for me, it's a good friend of mine. He's the one who kind of took me under his wing. I got hired through him, and he's the guy I call 3 to 4 times a day with tons of questions. I meet with him and get the help I need to grow not only as an individual, but also as a caseworker, field underwriter in this business. So you gain access to a lot of really quality mentorship through Symmetry Financial Group. We have a lot of really great training through podcasts and recordings on SoundCloud and weekly conference calls with people from all over the U.S., as well as we do a book of the month every month. Last month, we read a book on emotional intelligence. This month, we're reading a book on the importance of energy. I believe it's called Energy Bus, and employing that into your life. So there's a lot of different dynamics of things that the leadership pulls from to develop us as individuals, and in turn helping us do what we do well at this job. So there's a couple different requirements of what's required. I just thought of one that's not on here. You have to be 18. You have to have an insurance license that we can help you get, because you have to be legal. You have to have a work ethic. Lazy people don't really do well in this job. So a work ethic and a desire to really push yourself is required. A teachable and positive mindset is also needed, because it is quite the learning curve. And it is not easy, but it is incredibly rewarding. So a positive mindset is essential. A self-starting, motivated personality and attitude would be really great in this job. Transportation, like I said, you're needing to meet with family, so you got to be able to drive there. And a cell phone to call people. So these are the basic requirements of what a new hire would be asked to have upon joining the Symmetry Financial Group team. So next steps are, you can book an interview with me personally. That's my cell phone number, 757-593-2201, or you can shoot me an email at elijahcrujo@icloud.com. There's a lot of really great info on the Symmetry Financial Group website to learn a little bit more about the company. I don't have a ton of time, otherwise I'd get into it. But I would love to answer any questions people have about this. Are there any questions? Hello?
And if you have a question, you can go ahead and type it in the chat box, or if you move your mouse around, you'll see a microphone in the bottom left-hand corner, and you can click that and unmute yourself to ask the question.
Okay. Am I still sharing my screen?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh yeah, if you want to end the share, just move your mouse, and you'll see the little red stop share at the top, toward the top of the screen.
Cool. Perfect. All right. Any questions?
You talked a little bit about what it takes. Definitely not a lazy person, an assertive person, someone who's driven, positive attitude.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people out there like that who might be intimidated by this. So tell me a little bit about what your experience has been like, and some things that you've done to kind of get acclimated to the world of being able to sell.
Oh yeah. So the cool part about this job is it seems like it's a big sell, sell, sell job. And at first I was kind of attracted to it, but I realized I personally am an awful salesman. I just don't do well at trying to get somebody to buy something that they don't want. And that's the cool part about this job with what's required is we're not pushing something that people don't want and we're trying to get them to buy it, but really we're helping families buy what they already want and even more so need. So we're not selling anything, but rather helping and assisting in the buying process. How I got acclimated was I eased into it a little bit. Like I went in with, I already had a part-time job and I wanted to get experience with it. So I got involved, but I didn't dive in head first. And then when I realized the incredible potential behind it, I put in my 2 weeks notice and came through here. One of the great ways that I also got acclimated was the constant communication aspect of this job. A big motto we have here is massive action, constant correction. And you take a lot of action early on as a new person, and then through that you're corrected to learn. Not like scolded or anything like that, but almost like that's where the mentorship comes in and the communication. And I got acclimated by being in constant communication with my upline, Grant Reynolds. And I would call him 6, 7, sometimes 8 times a day, ask him a ton of questions. We would do training over the phone. I met with him in person. We would work together as a team with the other members that are with us. And we would have training days, dial days, call days. We would get one-on-one mentorship lessons, and seeing how well he was doing and then getting that feedback and one-on-one work with him helped me get acclimated big time to do well and to learn how to grow in this business.
Nice.
Great question, by the way, Brendan. Thank you.
Thanks. Now, I am a salesperson at heart.
No. Yeah, you are.
I can sell anything, but I enjoy selling things that I know about and that I enjoy and that I see the benefit of. So what do you like about the product?
That is also a great question. So coming into this business, I knew this much about insurance, this much about mortgage protection, and this much about life insurance. And the training provided, I would say is probably one of the most insightful courses I've ever taken. It's very difficult, but I learned the value of what we help people buy through that. And I'm sorry, could you say your question again one more time, Brendan?
Yeah. What's your favorite thing about the product?
Favorite thing about the product. Okay, so mortgage protection, let me just do quick little Spark Notes version of what mortgage protection is. It's an insurance policy on the family's ability to pay their mortgage. So it basically protects the value of people's homes, arguably one of the most valuable assets families have, in the case of a death of the main income earner. So a family of 4, if they have a mortgage protection policy and the father passes away unexpectedly, gets, Lord forbid, hit by a drunk driver or something like that, it happens. A mortgage protection policy comes in and keeps them from going bankrupt and protects their mortgage and ability to pay off their mortgage, and it buys them time to where they don't have to worry about that. And for me, I saw the need of it because people go bankrupt, lose jobs, sometimes even go homeless off of another tragedy that happened because they didn't have the coverage that they were needing. So to see the incredible impact that a product like that could have, and having the ability to find it at a reasonable price and work with people's budgets to get what they're needing at a price that works and not raking them over the coals for it, to me brought in the purpose. And I'm a very purpose driven person. I'm not going to go out and sell a bunch of crap that no one needs, because to me, I would be terrible at that. But seeing the purpose and the value of what this is helps me serve families really well. And just a quick example, just a couple hours ago, I was meeting with a family that I helped write a policy for. And the lady didn't think she could get insurance because she had like diabetes and heart problems and high blood pressure, and she was a smoker. So she didn't think she could get insurance. But I was able to work with her to get coverage, way more coverage than she was anticipating for a price that she didn't think was possible. And then I got to see the look of relief on her face that when she goes, when she goes, she doesn't have to worry about her family. And it's a hard conversation, but a needed conversation that few people have, that we kind of facilitate and help.
All right. Well, I'll just ask one quick last question.
Yeah.
I know that one of the things is you needed transportation.
Yeah.
How does that work? Do you write the mileage off then for tax purposes? Is that how it works?
That's almost exactly how it works. We keep track of mileage as well as gas expenses, and we're all reimbursed for that. And you can write it as like a tax write-off.
Oh, you're reimbursed for the mileage.
Not bad phrasing. Not reimbursed, but you keep track of it and you write it off as like
As
a tax
business expense. Okay.
as a business expense.
Okay, cool. Well, Elijah, thank you so much for taking the time to share this with us.
Absolutely.
And the recording of this will be available to anyone who might want to watch it later.
All right. And does anybody? I should probably show the.
The contact information again?
Yeah. Let me do that real quick so that if anybody is wanting to take notes.
Actually, could you just type it in the text box and that way it'll be there for the meeting?
Great idea. Yeah. I'm just putting in right now.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Elijah.
You're so welcome. Thank you, Brennan. And I hope you guys have a great day.
Oh, you too.